Hello everyone, I'm Wendy and today I'm going to show you how to make some really cute little skeleton earrings. I looked all over YouTube trying to find some skeleton earrings and I couldn't find anything that wasn't big like a pendant. So I made up my own little skeleton earrings and I'm going to show you how to make them today. You don't need too many items. I got these little skull beads from Joann's. They're really cute little skeletons. You can get them at Michael's. You can get them pretty much anywhere. That's what they look like. See if I can get in this camera angle. I'm not very good at this. Skulls, and they also came in different colors. They came on a string with multiple colors. So here's orange, blue, there were yellow, pink, all different colors. So, and then I've got 2 colors of 11O seed beads. I've got 2 8O seed beads and a few 15O seed beads. And then these beads that I'm going to use on his back are they came off of a necklace that I took apart. So I'm not even sure where you could get them. They're just little metal discs. But you could use 6Os for the vertebrae down his back. You could use a couple more 8Os. You could use bugle beads. You could really use just about anything. So you can be creative with that, or you can just use the seed beads. Now you'll need a size 10 or 12 beading needle with some fire line. I'd say about 1.5 foot of fire line. And one thing that's important, you do want to use the color thread that matches your beads. You don't want to use light thread with dark beads or dark thread with light beads because we have to go outside of the 8O and you don't want your thread to show. So I hate it. I haven't been able to figure out a way to do it without going outside of the 8O. So it's just the way it's got to be. But anyway, let's get started. So I'm going to pick up 6 11s on my needle, and I'm going to slide them all the way down to the end, leave a small tail, and then I'm going to sew back up from the tail end through all 6 beads. Okay, so we're just going to go back up this way through all 6. And I'm trying to do this so that my hand doesn't block the camera, but it's not easy. Okay, pull it through. And then I tie off the tail. I cannot stand a tail. It drives me crazy. I've never in a beading project, bracelets, necklaces, nothing, ever used the tail again. So I don't know why we even leave them on the ends, but I tie mine off just because it gets on my nerves. I don't want it around, and I tie it off. All right, so a couple good knots for the tail. And just get rid of it. There is a bead stuck to the end of my scissors. What in the world? Okay. And then we're going to put on our skeleton head. Now you want the top of his head to be at the bottom of the bell, so we're going to go down through the top, like so. Pull it all the way down to the end, and that's what you'll have. A little skeleton head with bell on top. Then we're going to pick up our 8O, slide it down, and then we're going to start his arms. So I wanted to use a little purple in this and not just silver and black and the purple skull. These didn't match it perfectly, which bothered me, but they're close enough. So I'm going to use a purple bead for his shoulder. Then I'm going to do 2 11s for his arms. I don't know, maybe I should do 3 11s. Then we'll do an elbow, and then I'll do 2 11s. And his wrist. I don't want his arms to be too long, but I don't want them to be too short either. And then after you get the shoulder, 3 11s for his arm, his elbow, 2 for the rest of his arm and his wrist, you're going to pick up 3 black seed beads, or whatever color you're using, the 15s. So 3 15s. We're going to slide all this down. And then what we're going to do is sew back up through everything but the 15s. So do not go back through your 15s. Start with the last 11 you put on, the 11O, and go all the way back up through, including the 8O. Okay, so just like this. You want to pull it tight. And the little 15s should make a little picot on the end that are his fingers. So if they don't, just help him along, they will. Okay, so that's one arm. Now we're going to do the same thing for the other arms. I'm going to pick up a purple for his shoulder, 3 11s, another purple for his elbow, 2 more 11s, purple for his wrist, and 3 15s. Okay, let that all drop down. And I'm going to sew back up through everything except the 15s. Don't go back in the 15s. So all the 11s, go all the way back up through them, and go back through the 8-0 again. And pull it tight. Make sure his little fingers make the picot. And then you've got this. Okay? Now, we're going to go back up through his head. So back up through the skull here and out the top. And then we're going to sew back through the entire bail up here. So all of your little 11s, we're just going to sew back through. It just reinforces them. And just pulls everything tight so you don't have him too dangly. I mean, he's a skeleton, but we don't want him to be falling all over the place. So go back through those and go back down through the skull. Okay, so what you should have is this. You should have your thread coming out the bottom of your skull. Now, we're going to sew back through this 8-0. It doesn't matter which side you go in on, but sew back through it. And make sure you don't catch the 11 at the bottom, because that's what my needle is really trying to do. Catch that 11. Okay, so back through the 8-0 from either side. Pull everything tight. And now we're ready to put his spine on. So I'm going to do, let's see, I'm going to do, I don't want to make him too long. I'm going to do 3 11s and a vertebrae. And 2 more 11s and another vertebrae. And let me take a look at that and see, ouch, see how long that is. Yeah, that's kind of long. So I'm gonna take one of the 11s off. Sorry. I have a bunch of examples of these already made up, but they're at work. So I'm gonna do 2 11s, then a vertebrae, then 2 more 11s, then the next little vertebrae. And I think that will look better. I just don't want him to be too long. He's earrings, you know. Yeah, that's better. I like that a lot better. Okay, now we're going to get ready to put his legs on. You can do that however you want. I mean, you don't have to do it just like I do it. It's creative. Just do it however you want. I'm going to give him a purple hip bone. Then I'm going to do 3 11s for his leg, a knee joint, 3 more 11s, and an ankle or foot, and 3 15s for his toes. So you should have that. 1 purple, 3 silver, 1 purple, 3 silver, 1 purple, and 3 black for the 15s for his toes. Okay, we're just going to pull them down. Pull everything kind of tight. And then you're going to sew back up everything but the 15s. Do not sew back up through the 15s. Start with the last 11 you put on and go back up through everything, including his hip bone, or his little purple hip, but don't go through his vertebrae in the back. Okay? Pull them down, make sure the little toes form correctly, pull everything tight, and we're going to add his other leg. So again, pick up a purple 11, 1, 2, 3 silvers, a purple, 1, I've got odd size silvers, these must be cheap ones, I don't know, another purple, and 3 toes, 3 15s. Okay, so you'll have that. Slide them all down. Oh, and I've got a 15 that won't go over my needle. Hold on. So let's see. What have I got on there? I've got one on there. I need 2 more. Every now and then that happens. Okay. I know I should use a thinner needle, but I can't get it threaded. It took me 40 minutes to get this one threaded. I'm terrible at that. I get so frustrated. Okay, so you skip the 3/15s and sew back up through everything, including the hip joint that you just put on, but not the hip joint on the other leg. Okay? Pull it tight. Fix his little toes so they sit in the picot shape. Okay? And we've got this. He's cute. Now we're going to go back up through his body. So go right here, straight back up through all of his vertebrae in his back and back through the 8-0. Okay? Just like this. Pulling tight. We're going to back up through his head, through his skull, and out the top. Just like that. There he is. He's really cute. And then we're going to tie off. And to tie off, I'm just going to go through a couple of beads here in the veil. If I can get through them, they're tight. Okay, there we go. And watch that I don't get his arm. Okay. Now I go underneath the thread here, like this. And I'm just going to make a surgeon's knot. So you just loop it around, go through once, go through again, pull it down really tight in between your beads, and it shouldn't show. And go through 2 more of these beads, 2 more of the 11s, pull tight. I'm going to do the same exact thing, just go underneath the thread here, like this, loop under, loop under, pull it down tight, and that's a surgeon's knot, or so I've been told. And then I'm going to sew through these 2, and then I'm going to go back around. If I can get through them one more time, I'm just going to go back, sew back around just for good measure. I'm not going to make more knots because I think it's pretty secure, and I don't even know if I can, yeah, barely get up through there. So just sew back around. Well, that's as far as I can get. These are really tight. So if you can sew all the way back around, it's great. If not, it's probably pretty secure. Go ahead and cut your thread off, and you've got a little skeleton. Now, I guess I didn't mention that we needed ear wires and jump rings. That's kind of important for earrings, but so I'll go ahead and show you. I'm just going to grab an ear wire here and a jump ring. And I like to use a small. I don't like the jump rings to be too big because he's already pretty dangly. I mean, I don't want him to be huge, so grab a jump ring. Okay. And we're just going to open up our jump ring. It's got fuzz on it. Here's the opening. I am so terrible with jump rings. I mean, really, they go flying off the table. I get them open. I can't get them closed. I hate them, but they're necessary. Okay, put him on. Put your ear wire on, and this skeleton will spin any way that you want him to. I mean, you can turn him. Doesn't really matter that you get your ear wire exactly facing the right way because you can spin him around. And close your jump ring securely, and this is what you've got. Really cute little skeleton earring. So go ahead and make your other one. If you go to Joann's and buy the string of them, you can make all kinds because there's all different colors. There's some more. Green, yellow. There were white ones in there. All different colors. So if you enjoyed the tutorial, give me a thumbs up. I'm probably going to try to upload some more if I can figure out. I mean, I'm hoping the camera angle's okay. This is my very first one, so don't be too mean in the comments. But anyway, enjoy making your little skeletons. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.